Happy Halloween, everybody, as of this recording. It was a great night seeing all the trick-or-treaters around, but now it's time to talk about the Indiana Chiefs fans. So, happy Halloween. Where can you see that the Chiefs are scaring every single team in the NFL? When you play our team, the home team, the Kansas City Chiefs, it's both a trick and a treat. First, we trick you into thinking you're going to win, and then we treat the crowd to a beatdown. Lastly, don't forget on this Halloween, we own the AFC West and the AFC with the one and the only Grim Reaper, known as Patrick Mahomes. I'm with Gunner, a 3-time podcaster, 1, 2, 3. Also followed by Jeremy, also known as the Emperor, a 4-time podcaster. Got him down. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And of course, there's me, Phil, the Chief, 1-time podcasters. Welcome to the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. And tonight, we're going to cover a few things, mainly the road to Kansas City. How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about that intro? Was it decent?
That was pretty good. I like that. We trick and treat you. We trick you to think you're going to win, and then we treat you with a beat down.
Yeah,
love it.
We spot you 7 to 10 points, sometimes 17, and in one case, I believe it was 24.
Yep.
And they got trick and treated. So I figured I'd put something a little special, that together tonight for Halloween. So we'll see how the fans like it, or they just laugh at me. Well, they'd probably do that anyway.
Yeah, they do. Most of them I talk to. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. I seem to get a lot of good responses on the old Chief there. So they're liking you on this.
Good. I think we do a great job for, just starting this out, personally speaking. I think the other good thing are the interviews in the parking lot seem to get good reviews.
I did want to ask you, did you go back and listen to our interview with Mitchell?
Oh, fuck.
You didn't go back and listen to the podcast.
I did not yet. I will be honest.
Wow.
Shush. I've been busy.
You need to go listen to that.
All right. I'm going to ping Jeremy tomorrow and say that was awesome.
Yeah, sure he is.
So,
sure he is. Yeah.
I am. Just like I'm going to return your fucking hard drives.
Yeah, hard drives. Yeah. What you were going to do that today or yesterday or Saturday.
Yeah. Dude, I was so hungover on Sunday. Yeah, I'm so glad we didn't have a Chiefs game because I was way too hungover to be watching my team play. I was just wanting my bets to come through, and I went 4 of 6, so I'm pretty happy.
I spent all day in the studio recording podcasts for United States Paranormal and the Murdnerds. So
yeah, I know.
I'm done a lot of podcasting the last couple days.
Yeah, he was on the call, guys, and then he goes and he records all day Sunday.
Yeah,
I accidentally fell into the whole entire call, guys. I just wanted to do a pop in, and I got my pop in. I even I had my Emperor robe on and the whole 9 yards. It was pretty awesome. But then I ended up sticking around for that episode ended up being 2 hours 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Holy Batman.
Yeah, it was a long one. It was a good one though.
So tonight, you said we want to touch on the Tennessee game that's coming up, and then the road to KC. Which
one do you want to go first? There, you're up.
I don't know. I guess we'll hit the game last because that's typically what we do. I think.
Yeah.
So I won this week's score 0-0. Hoorah. Because we didn't play.
but what was it? Let's hit that first. We did do a game. Was it the Philadelphia game? I can't remember which one it was.
It was the Giants in Seattle.
Oh, that's right. Damn, dude, I totally forgot about that. See what happens in my week. Man, what was the score of that game?
It was 27-13 Seattle.
Oh,
who
who
won
picked
the bet?
Seattle?
So the Emperor picked Seattle. He was the only one.
Automatic win.
27-13. He said 28-21.
Huh.
I had the closer. Well, yeah, I had 21-14 Giants. So I dropped those scores a little bit. And the
Which-
winner.
But don't we
Which,
go
by
with
the
the
way-
winning
No, yeah,
team?
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah. So you won. All right, we'll
Emperor's
give it
on
to
the
you.
board. Emperor's on the board. Boom.
So what is
Yeah, the board.
So what is it? One Jeremy and one Gunner.
Yeah.
And
And how many is
it's,
that? How many you got there, Phil?
Fat zero right now. It's all right. The question is, what's in my bank account from my 4 of 6 games?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot because once again, the Chief here last week won, a couple hundred bones. Around 11:30, 12 o'clock when the beer's kicking in, I had a shot. I go on the Chiefs app, which, by the way, if you do not have the Chiefs app, I would highly suggest you download it because you get free points doing multiple, logging in each day, watching the game, and that allows you to bid on stuff. But yeah, they have a bid site. Speaking of bids, I did another blind box. So my wife does drunk Amazoning, and I do drunk bidding on the Chiefs site. So. But I do it with winnings, not earnings.
Yeah, that's true too.
Anyway, that's kind of funny. But yeah, congratulations. You won. You're rat. I'm gonna win this week. How about that?
Told you Seattle was coming out of that a winner.
Well, like I said, I'll be probably 11-3 in my picks this weekend. Yeah, I picked Seattle to win that game. But I picked other upsets, obviously being 11-3 this week.
Right.
So,
Who'd you pick in the Monday night game?
Cincinnati.
Hmm.
So as long as they win, then I win the pool for the week. So
coming down to that last game. I hate when it happens, but it does a lot.
Yeah, we're tied right now. So, and he has Cleveland, I have Cincinnati. So
nice.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Chiefs fans, I hate to say it, upstairs in my living room are 2 losers wearing Cincinnati Bengals gear. Unfortunately, my daughter does it just because her husband's a Bengals fan because she actually owns more Chiefs gear than she does Bengals.
Right.
So she just does it to appease them. So she's really a closet Chiefs fan. But there's 2 idiots upstairs wearing Bengals shit in my house. So
don't you just want to run up there and tackle him just for shits and giggles? Just, be like,
I think that scared the shit out of him.
I probably would.
And he
might not do much for Val either.
So he said he's going to come down here and try to sabotage our podcast. And I told him, come on down. Everyone likes to see a loser. So I don't think he's coming down now.
You can't sabotage this podcast.
Sneeze. Unless you sneeze really loud.
Unless you sneeze really loud in your shirt.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's wet. That's just
priceless.
Can't hold it back, man.
Got to get rid of it.
So, now that we got the Jeremy one this week, which means I'm next. I have to bring up one other past topic. Guess who got hurt again?
Did Sammy Watkins get hurt again?
I don't know how bad it is, but he went out of the game last night and never came back. So, Gunner, there might be 2 tall frosties coming my way. And we might still have time to make another bet still towards week 13. Because I think it was week 13 was the cutoff where he wouldn't start again. So
do you want chocolate or vanilla frosties?
Go chocolate. So much better.
Hell, if I want 2, I'd get 1 of each.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
I'll pour the beer in the frosty.
So once again, it just goes back to what I have always said about Sammy. He's good when he's in the game. when he's in the game, which isn't that often. So it was a good cut, much like losing Tyreek Hill or trading Tyreek Hill off. So
Right.
I'm not mad at all, So
How is Miami doing this season?
So interesting. There's an interesting thing. I was listening to the Miami game, and the announcers actually said, "You realize Tyreek hasn't caught a touchdown in 5 games?" He said, a famine with the Chiefs was 1 game.
Right.
And I don't think he caught a touchdown yesterday either, but he had 180 yards, but I don't think he got a touchdown. So that would be 6 games without a touchdown. So
that's okay. You know what? He can just go buy a football to put on his mantle. He got enough money out of that fucking trade. So
yeah, he could buy that $10,000 one that's up for bid right now.
Oh yeah, there you go.
On
the one he
Chiefs side.
signed. Yeah.
The one he signed. I want it back because I miss Mahomes.
I miss him so much.
But yeah, I mean, he had a great game as far as statistical.
Statistical.
Yeah, statistical. But
Words are hard.
But I don't think he had a touchdown yesterday. But 180 yards is good. So
yeah.
Who's winning the game?
It's still 0-0.
Oh shit. The battle for Ohio.
The Battle of Ohio. Which dumpster will catch fire this week? Will it be Cleveland or will it be Cincinnati?
If you watch closely, you'll see the homeless man streaking at some point during this game.
So
I paid him.
I had one more off-topic thing before we hop into our normal Chiefs talk. How about the Michigan and Michigan State? I don't know if you guys read up on that.
I watched the end. I watched the end of that game.
Did you see the fight?
I saw they cut away from it. So
well, it's out there on the YouTubes and stuff like that. But which Michigan was in white, right? I get them mixed up.
Michigan State was in white. The white was the green, and then I think Michigan, since they were at home and they were in their blues.
Yeah, so they won. Michigan, right? The blue team.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't follow college, guys. But
That's all right.
But I follow news. And
right.
Man, they grabbed the Michigan player, and 4 people beat 2 of the people up. One of them has a concussion, a broken nose. I don't know what the injuries are on the other guy, but this is a sport. It's meant to be played hard.
Yep.
Whether it's college, whether it's NFL, any kind of shit like this, should be heavily scrutinized. I read today that they're pursuing criminal charges against these individuals apparently. So I just thought it was important to mention, it's a man's. I mean, not a, I can't. Whatever.
It is a man.
But whatever sport, there's no reason to be like that, at a sporting event, and it's just sad to see. So,
so here's what I seen at the end of that game. So, I can't remember. I think Michigan ended up taking a knee, but I could be wrong. But the time ran out, and then the pushing and the shoving started, and all this. And it had been going on for a little while, in between the few of the last few plays, been a lot of
all the
kind of roughhousing, and during that time when the game clock was rolling, all the referees are jumping in between them and separating the guys and stuff like that. The clock hit 0. Those boys decided that they were going to roughhouse and get out there and do that, and you just seen all the referees head towards the
I don't blame them.
They were like, well, we're out of here.
Yeah.
Game's over.
Yeah. Coach's problem at this point.
Yep.
But that was, and what it also brought up, which is something similar to Arrowhead, is why don't they have separate tunnels? Arrowhead, the players, when they come out for the game, go down the same out the same tunnel. But when they go to halftime, they each have their little, valley to go under. So be interesting to see if they start mandating something.
I think the Chiefs are the only ones that have the tunnel back behind their bench. I think the away team or the visiting team
goes to the right.
It goes to the left.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's something to watch. I think they might actually, start trying to force some kind of different way to get in and out of the game for each team, So, but we'll see. Anyway, bad sportsmanship. I don't like to see it anywhere in any sport. Just figured I'd mention it, and let's talk about our Chiefs.
Chiefs. All right. Well, let's talk about the road to Kansas City first before we talk
right.
about.
Which I bought more stuff for the road to Kansas City. My Infinity is getting more and more packed. So I think I'm gonna start. We want to start from the beginning on how our road to Kansas City goes, or
let's
let's take a trip. Like, what did we do when we went down to the Chargers game? Oh no, you didn't go to the Chargers game, did you?
No, I didn't. I went to the Giants game. Let's start with the Giants game we did last year, which actually was 1 year ago today.
Oh yeah, I was sending you pictures. That's right. That was funny.
1 year ago today, there's a picture of you me standing outside the Airbnb that we stayed in down in Raytown, sitting around the campfire. Well, actually, we were standing, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, we 1 year ago today, we went to that Monday night Giants game that you guys, you and Chico all took care of for Bobby's birthday, which was back in July. And
that was awesome.
And what a great weekend to get out there and just hang out. And even the Airbnb that we stayed at was pretty amazing. I mean, it was a really nice place. We all had our own separate rooms, and problem is we only had one bathroom, but that is what it is.
That was the error on my part. I didn't think about that when I made the reservation, and
but we made it work.
Yeah, everyone had their own schedule, so I think it worked itself out.
It did. It worked. It worked out great. It worked out wonderful.
Yeah, Daryl Senior, I think, was the first one up, because he's like 80, so he's up at 4 a.m.
Making his coffee, wandering around
in his boxers
and
actually, no, he wears tidy whities in his Hugh Hefner robe.
That's what you want to envision, isn't it? There, Chico, is Daryl Senior in his tidy whities.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of a scene out of Jackass.
All I can think about is
Steve-O, or not Steve-O. What the hell's his name? When he's up on the ladder, he's up on the ladder, and
is it Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville's up on the ladder dressed as the old guy, and everything's hanging out below,
Oh,
and everyone's like, "What the hell?" Anyway, go ahead, Jeremy.
No, that was a great trip. And when we talk about the road to Kansas City, what we're talking about is the travel.
Mm-hmm.
For me, from where I am, it's about 600 miles. Feels a little bit closer by maybe 30 to 50 miles, whatever.
It averages about 550.
Right on.
We typically So for those of you planning trips, or might be planning a road trip to KC, I'm a fan of staying in Overland Park or that area, because you're about 25 miles from the stadium. You're avoiding all the packed restaurants. You're avoiding all the packed hotels, traffic, all that. So I prefer to stay over on the Kansas side, and that's the only reason.
This last trip, me and Chico stayed down in Grandview, which was about 15 minutes south of the stadium, 15, 20 minutes. And I mean, it was busy, but I mean, there were Chiefs fans. It wasn't that busy. It was really nice hotel. We did share with, was it a soccer team?
No, I think it was baseball.
Was it baseball? Oh yeah, there was like a little league baseball team that was staying in the hotel when we got there on on Saturday. Maybe they said if I shave my beard, if I shave my beard, I might be able to pass. But I don't know. Yeah, when I coached Gunner's Little League team, that was my call sign for them to steal, because I'd been listening to Howard Stern so much. I'd be like, on your what I say? On your toes, Baba Booey. Yeah, as long as I said Baba Booey, they knew it was time for them to steal. So away they go.
Yeah, Bobby, our youngest daughter, she did softball, and the only way she would get on base is getting hit by a ball. And
Oh, jeez.
you know how it is, softball, the 8 to 11 range, they don't really know how to pitch that well. So she just like, and she get on the base, and she couldn't hit anything. She couldn't hit a watermelon if it was thrown down there. So funny, quick story is Bobby from Hank Hill.
Right.
Yeah.
And one day I was standing there, I'm like, Bobby, keep your eye on the ball, Bobby. Don't look at me. Look at the ball.
Damn it, Bobby.
Yeah, that episode. And I tell you what, the entire rest of the season, the coach just ran with it, man.
I wouldn't let it go.
No, and after every game, Bobby's like, Dad, why'd you do that? He tells me that every time.
Every time.
But
hold on again. Make sure the label's out correctly.
Very nice. Sorry, I'm drinking just Miller Lite. I don't have the special beer like Jeremy.
Yeah. So on this particular weekend when we were heading down to Kansas City for that Giants game last year, since we do come from two different places, we met in a little town called Wentzville, which is a suburb of St. Louis. That's where we met up at. And do you remember the name of the smoke shack?
I meant to look it up, but it was basically it wasn't a family. I think it was two guys ran it because we asked them, and it was like, yeah, I'm the owner, and this other guy. It was just some random place that I Googled and had great reviews. And by the time we walked in, Jeremy and Bobby were already snacking on their appetizer because they had to wait for us.
Well, an hour and a half behind. We actually had worked out our timing to be there, and I pull in and I'm like, "Hey, I'm here. How far out are you?" And you're like, "An hour and a half." I'm like, "What the fuck?" But I don't regret it because that little section of Wentzville was that old town, that old feel of just the amazing little renovation of a town. And I spent some time in the guitar shop that was there talking to the old man who owned it. So I had a blast just hanging out in that little section of Wentzville.
Yeah, it was good barbecue too.
It was. The food was amazing. Although I could have stopped at the pulled pork tacos or whatever we had. I forget what. I could have ate just that and been extremely happy because it was extremely filling. I do believe we took the leftovers out of there with us, but
yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's a nice place to stop. We'll have to figure out exactly what the name of that place. It was the old smokehouse or something like that.
Yeah, I'll post it on the Facebook page because it was like the highest rated hole in the wall barbecue place. I almost felt like what's like Diner Dives or whatever.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yeah, and there you go. Little old Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's kind of how I felt when we went there. I was like, this place is pretty badass.
Yeah. We should have done a report from in there, but we weren't doing podcasts at that time.
No. we can do it again though.
Yeah, we could. There. Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to go back there and just eat on those tacos.
Yeah, they're good.
From there, Phil takes a different route than I take. The last time that me and Chico went down, we leave northern Indiana, go down through Indy, go around and catch I-70, and then I-70 is a straight shot right into Kansas City.
KC-Mo.
And since they have done the bypass around St. Louis, you go on to the 270.
Yep.
It makes that a lot quicker than driving through downtown. A couple of the first times I went out there in the mid 90s, we end up, you drive right through St. Louis, right downtown through all that massive traffic. And I mean, it's cool because the arch is there and you're driving basically right underneath the arch, but man, it is an interchange that you just don't want to deal with. And it's really kind of complicated to get down through there. So the 270 bypass is brilliant. Gunner took me on that the first time when we went out for that Arizona game years ago. So it's definitely a nice little add-on to just get around St. Louis. And you can still see the arch. It just looks like it's 70 miles away.
And if you come to Chicago, basically Northwest Indiana, I'm a I-55 to 72 down to 35 to get there. And all I'm going to say is there's 2 counties or 2 cities, whatever you want to call them, Chillicothe and Shelby.
Yep.
Do not speed through their counties. I've gotten 2 tickets in each, and it cost me a lot of money in ticket lawyers. The second ticket was for 6 over, people. 6 miles over the speed limit. So Chillicothe and Shelby, they get a nice salute every time when I see their sign.
That single finger salute.
I was communicating.
You were telling them they were number 1.
Yeah, they're number 1.
Single finger salute.
Yes. I'm just warning you, depending on, they know a lot of traffic goes. They call it the Kansas City, Chicago expressway or something like that. But these are rural small towns. They generate a lot of revenue probably by giving tickets out. So just be careful. Be careful is my only word of advice on that. And those 2 cities are
besides that, 72 is a nice open. It's not heavy in traffic. It is a 4-lane. So I mean, you're plenty of room, and I would take 72 more often, but for me to get there, it's kind of a pain in the ass and a little more out of the way to get to 72. So it's faster for me to jet down to 70 and shoot across that way.
Yeah, I get it. And every now and again, I'll jet down to 270 because in reality, it's a matter of 10 or 15 minutes.
Right.
Because you can go faster on I-70 than you can on 7236 when you're in Missouri.
Right.
Speed limit on the 72 was 65 once you hit Missouri, and then on I-70 you can go back up to 70. So
yeah, and
so I think you get there faster going that way. But I'm like you, I like the kind of scenic route, just chill,
Yeah.
But yeah, there's nothing there, by the way. If you want breakfast, good luck on that expressway till you hit Springfield, Illinois, going back or coming in. So if you're hungry for breakfast, I highly suggest
not the route.
No, I mean they have some like just your normal chain restaurants.
Let's talk about that truck stop that you took me to.
Oh yeah, I love that truck stop. Wally's. It's called Wally's. I think it's like.
Well, no, I was talking about the other one where we were going to get breakfast or something that morning.
Oh, the one right off of 35.
I don't remember exactly where it is, but I know that I went through it my last trip out. And remember, we sat there for like 20 minutes and got a menu. We got a menu in that 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's usually not like that. It's one of those gas station / restaurant places, but the food was really good. Typically, but did we stay or did we just get up and go? I don't remember.
We just got up and went across the street to McDonald's.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We're like, screw this. That's not worth the wait.
Yeah, we got to go.
My wife's a big fan of the Big Biscuit, but I know that you're not a biscuits and gravy person. So
I love biscuits and gravy, but I'm not
somebody else.
I'm not a patient person, so
damn it, Jim.
I want to I'm going to get on the road and get a move on it. See, that's the difference between me driving to KC and you driving to KC. I just jump in the car and I stop to piss and get gas, and that's about it. Replenish the Mountain Dew.
So I will tell you one thing: as the years go by, because it took me 5 years at least to become more patient. Meaning, hey, it's okay to stop and have lunch for a half hour. Hey, it's okay to, walk around for 15 minutes. I think the more trips you take over the years, I think we're going to replay this podcast and you're going to be like, yeah, well, I stopped at Chillicothe and had a nice lunch for a half hour and, took it easy.
Right.
I can see that happening.
Oh, I can too. I mean, I just, for right now, it's get out there where the fun is at. And that's it for me.
But speaking of Wally's truck stop, that is one of the cleanest, nicest, and it's new. I don't know how many there are in the U.S., but there's quite a few. But it's north of Springfield, Illinois, and that's my first stop on my way down to Kansas City. And it's got a lot of shopping, a lot of food. Got fresh beef jerky made, which I usually buy the jalapeno cheese.
Right.
It's really
Right.
good.
I forgot about the beef jerky in there.
Yeah, and they also, for you EV drivers, have freshly installed level 3 chargers.
Nice.
As of the last trip, they were in use.
I'm waiting for our fans to chime in. Nobody has EV. Just you, big dog.
Hey, I don't own a Tesla, okay, people. I don't like throwing 30,000 out the window, although some would beg to differ. But
yeah, I mean, Gunner's got that look on his face right now. Like, yeah, Bill.
Yeah, I trade my cars in like I do, my underwear.
Yeah.
He gets a new car like he gets new socks.
So speaking of which, Jeremy.
Yes. I didn't do it.
No, I'm looking for another car.
Oh dear God, we're not getting into this conversation right now. Back to the road to Kansas
I'm
City.
just kidding.
So you guys talk about 270 and 70 and taking, what is it, 72? Is that the
Yeah,
other one?
72, 36.
So what about 80? You ever take 80 across and down?
Yeah, that's actually the way we used to go, because my brother lives in Des Moines. So we would drive to his house like Friday night. We would drive over to his house and then spend the night and drive Saturday down to Kansas City.
Yeah.
So it's once you get out of the Chicago mess,
Yeah.
it's smooth sailing, with the exception of the one time when my brother and I and me and my wife, his wife, were driving down to the Chiefs game. We hit a tornado, almost dead on.
Wow.
There was a little bit of fun there, and I always bring this up when I tell this story. I could not see shit. Hail was coming down. Literally, the rain was sideways. Probably 50 to 60 mile an hour winds, and I'm going 25, 20 miles an hour on the right side. And here comes a Tyson fucking semi passing me going 75. So we get off the exchange. We go into the gas station. Sirens are going off. Power's out. We literally went from the car to the convenience gas station, and we were drenched head to toe. I mean, going that, we're talking 15 feet, literally drenched. That's how bad it was. And long story short is, after the storm passed, get back on. That Tyson chicken truck about 5 miles down the road was on its side. And the guy was outside looking at his truck, and I honked the horn and waved. So, but other than tornadoes in that area, it was generally a very smooth trip, but it's about at least an hour longer to go that route.
So the last time we took 80, which was that Chiefs Colts game, playoffs, the Blizzard game, we took 80 because the blizzard was supposed to be coming down 70. So we were like, well, let's just shoot north. We'll miss it.
Yeah.
No, that thing shot straight up to 80. And by the time we hit the world's largest truck stop, which is a place to stop if you're taking 80 to Kansas City.
Yeah. The
Make sure you stop there.
I-80, what's it called? I-80 something.
Yeah. Stop there because it's pretty cool. We got there, we stepped out, and there was already like 6 inches of snow on the ground. And we had just walked in, like it just dumped on us. So, and then drove 25 miles an hour the rest of the way. So didn't stop anywhere that trip. We just, besides the truck stop and gas.
And didn't you turn right back around after the game?
Yep. We walked in during the national anthem, walked out, and drove home.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a true fan right there.
Now we bought those tickets. My buddy texted me and said, if the Colts win, the Chiefs win, you want to go to the game? I was like, yeah. And that was it. We went, and it was fun. Now, my first trip out, I want to hit one since you guys hit a couple. My first trip out, Sarah took me. We've been dating for what, a year maybe? And she bought me tickets. And We went on. Gosh, it was probably early December. I think we went. Maybe it was like right before Christmas.
It was right before Christmas because you guys were just getting ready to do Christmas break,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
you
Wait.
guys went and then came to the house and
Yeah,
we had Christmas. Or she went on home, or she went back to Michigan. I think she
yeah,
dropped you off and then went to Michigan.
yeah. So we drove out and stopped in. Oh gosh, I think we stopped around St. Louis. We took the 70 route to 270. Stopped in St. Louis because she had wanted to make my parents blankets, like tie blankets, and she wanted to make Chiefs blankets. So she ordered the fabric, but they would only ship it to St. Louis. They wouldn't
Oh
ship it
my
to Indiana.
God.
So that's why that whole Joanne Fabrics thing comes up, because we had to stop at a Joann's in St. Louis to pick up what she had ordered and sent to that store.
That's
And then,
insane.
and then we stayed in the hotel right across the street from the
And there is a picture of it as we passed it going out to
yeah,
the
like a
Bills
couple weekends
game.
ago. Yeah. I was like, we stopped at a Joann's somewhere like in this area, and then we're driving through. It was like on the hill above the highway, and then we drove past. I was like, yeah, it was that one right there. Um, but we a lot of times we go out, man. We hit Independence on the way in, grab dinner, go to the hotel, and relax. I think when we went out, Dad, what did we do for dinner that night? I don't. It was some smoke
we
shack or
did
something.
we did some almost
Barbecue
like a
place.
chain, like one of the chain places that was like,
Yeah.
Smoky's Smoke Shack, or
Oh,
it wasn't a
smoke.
Sonny's. I mean, but it was something. I can't remember exactly what it was,
Smokehouse
but
barbecue or something like that.
yeah, it was really good. However, I don't know that it was as good as.
Jack Stack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
this last trip out, we got there and was like, hey, what do you want for supper? And I'm like, let's order Jack Stack and bring it back. And so yeah, we go through the whole rigmarole of getting that ordered, and then we had to make a little pit stop. What we hit the Walmart, I
Walmart.
think. Yeah, because
Yep.
we were still looking for that Crown Royal bottle for Trevor.
Wally World.
And so we ran to Walmart. They didn't have it. We hit Jack Stack, and as we're driving back, we found the liquor store, but that actually had one. And it was funny because we get back to the hotel and we start pulling all that shit out of the bag. The big roaster pan full of all the meats, and then all the sides and the barbecue sauce and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, cheesy corn, baked beans, coleslaw.
Oh my God.
Smoked prime rib.
Yeah.
Yep. Because we did the Jack's Best.
Yeah, the crown. Yeah. Oh, that's so
Prime rib.
good. Yeah.
So yeah, to anybody, if I had to recommend any restaurant in Kansas City, it would probably be Jack Stack. And I wouldn't say I've eaten a lot of food in Kansas City, but I mean, I think that would be the place you got to try. You have to try it. I mean, if you want good barbecue, that's the place to go.
Well, there's another place I ran into randomly because I was going to Oklahoma Joe's, which you probably haven't been to yet. So
No,
we
have
got to
not.
make plans to bring you to the original one, which started as a gas station / barbecue place, by the way. So the building's still there, still has one gas pump. I don't think it's functional, but it's good food. But Joe's is good. And then it was closed on Sunday. I didn't know it, or Monday. Sorry, it was a Monday. So we're driving. I just typed in the GPS, barbecue place. There's a new one. My mom, when I told her where I was, and I don't remember now, she's like, I've been wanting to try that place. It's literally like the first stop over the Kansas border, or the last stop, coming to Kansas City. And it was good. I'll put it up on Facebook.
Nice.
Yummy. Jack Stack.
Jack Stack. Well, and we've been out there several times. We've eaten Funhouse Pizza, which is a good pizza. Yeah, that's Phil's go-to. We actually stopped at the Cheesecake Factory one night, coming back after that AFC Championship game. Did the Wahlburgers out there, so I can officially say I've been to a Wahlburgers in Kansas City.
Yes, I have Whataburger as well.
We didn't do the Whataburger while we were there.
No, I'm
but,
just saying they do have
yeah.
them now. So, and guess why both franchises are there? Because of another franchise, the Kansas City Chiefs of Patrick Mahomes. He enticed them to come there. He did.
Well, since he's a Texas, what is it, Texas Tech?
Yeah.
Texas Tech, I believe. So yeah, being a Texas Tech guy, he wants his Whataburger, doesn't he?
Yep, that's as I understand it.
Do you suppose that that he is taking Andy Reid out to Whataburger, and
Oh, I'm sure, because Andy Reid's a hamburger eating.
he's a cheeseburger eating
Oh, yeah.
mother?
Yeah, I have never heard Andy Reid mention one word about barbecue. Every time I hear him talk about, you just won the Super Bowl. What are you going to do? I'm going to go home and eat me a bacon cheeseburger. You know, I mean, he probably has a pretty diverse diet, but every time someone asks him that question, it's kind of like the old adage, you know, when someone won the Super Bowl, Joe Montana, I'm going to Disneyland. No, he's
Right.
going to, you know,
He's going to
Bob's
get a-
big boy to get his bacon cheeseburger. Kudos to him, though. And but since we're talking about Andy Reid, I just saw that commercial again last night where they draw the
Oh, my.
mustaches
Yeah.
on. Every time I see it, I start laughing. It just
It's
gets
pretty
me
funny.
every time. So I was going to bring up one thing, being that we're, you know, 550 and 600 miles away from Kansas City.
Mhm.
When we pull in the tailgate, it looks like we're locals. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Everyone doesn't know that, you know, we're from northern Indiana. You know, we're setting up our stuff, which means, you know, I'm mealing down a Chiefs tent. We're
Yeah.
mealing down a grill. We're mealing down pots, pans, plates, silverware, coolers. So
Yep.
yeah, there's a lot of planning, you know, that we do that goes into making a successful trip, I believe, you know, including the day of the game or the day before, depending on what it, you know, where it falls,
Right.
you know, getting our menu planned. And let me just mention one thing. If you're buying jalapeno poppers, make sure you're getting jalapeno poppers and not,
Yeah,
and
not ghost pepper.
Yeah. Gunner, your poor mom. I
Oh,
felt
I've
so
heard.
bad for her. She took a bite and about died, and I took a bite and I was like, and I love spicy food. I was like, oh, that's hot. But yeah, long story short is, you know, we bring everything we need, you know, clothes, sweatshirts, t-shirts, you know, we got to be prepared for everything. We bring all the tailgating gear, which is rapidly expanding.
Yeah.
Gunner and Jeremy, I got curtains now, you know, clear side curtains to block the wind.
Did they come in?
Yep, I got them.
Nice.
I got the 10-pound weights that click onto the bottom of the Chiefs
Nice.
tent now. And I'm currently shopping. You saw it, for a new tailgating table and, you know, the cook on.
Right.
And then the last thing I have on my to-do list for tailgating is a propane heater for the inside to keep us warm and toasty on the cold games. So
Nice.
that's, you know, that's what, you know, we got to pack all this stuff up, guys and gals, you know, to successfully go to Arrowhead and tailgate, you know, instead of
Yep.
sitting in a one chair each, you know, with a little table and some, you know, we go to Jack Stack and just bring it to the stadium. There's a lot that goes into it, you know, when you're an out of towner. But I think we got it down. I think we got it down pretty well.
We're getting better at it. For sure.
So, you know, and it's kind of funny when people is like, oh, you guys, you know, got your little grill and Jeremy's out there with his Chiefs hat on or chef hat.
My chef's hat. Yep.
You know, just having a good old time. And then we start talking to people next to us and they're like, yeah, we're from, you know, way up north. And they're like, you bring all this shit down with you? We're like, yes, we do. Because if you're going to a Chiefs game, if you have never been to one, half the fun is tailgating. It is a must do. If you do not tailgate at your first game, I don't care if it's -10 out or 110, you're going to miss out.
I've come to really enjoy doing the tailgates and meeting people. I mean, it may sound funny, but I'm relatively a shy person when it comes to meeting new people. And I've really come to enjoy getting out there and meeting other Chiefs fans. And, you know, and even the Bills fans were super awesome when we were there a few weeks ago. So, yeah, just a good time. Tailgating at Arrowhead is a definite plus. It's a lot of fun.
And
And
for
we're getting, like I
those,
said, we're getting the groove of it. We're getting in the groove of it. At least I am. I mean, you've been doing it a lot longer than I have. So
and if anyone's wondering where we normally are, we're usually in the D parking lot.
Yep.
Approximately row somewhere between 15 and 17. If I can't get the special spot somewhere northeast, where you get almost 2 parking spots, if
Right.
those are gone, then I just park closest to the end so we can exit quickly. And one of these days we'll actually have a real banner that we can put on a flagpole or something.
Yep.
Gunner.
But we're gonna need an actual like flag. I think we need to get
No,
a
that's what I
flag
mean.
made. Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I
'cause sent you the logo. You can get that made.
Hey, Daddy needs new shoes, man. No, I'll actually look into it.
I
That
need to look
means
into it too.
you know what that means though. That means we have to get a flagpole, telescoping flagpole, and
one that you can park on.
Yep, exactly.
I was looking at those the last
Yeah.
time we were out there. I thought there was a really cool. You park on
Yep.
you park on it, and your tire holds it up, and it doesn't fall over. It's pretty
Which
amazing.
also means what? I'm going to be kneeling down a flagpole. More shit.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be a 18-footer. I mean, it could be a
Hey,
a little 10-footer or a
go-
little 8
go
foot.
big or go home. But yeah, I have looked at those too. I think they're cool. I've always wanted to put one up, but yeah, I'll look into the Chiefs flag and the swag. I keep meaning to order that. It's in my shopping cart.
I'll look into it and I'll try to get it before we go to the Jags game.
Okay. Which means I'll buy the flagpole.
Okay.
You buy the flag, I'll buy the flagpole. And Jeremy, what the hell's your dad buying? Hold on. There's something wrong here.
He's gonna have to buy me another case of beer. I'm almost out. So
Oh my goodness. Oh wait. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I don't know. What am I buying?
Swag.
I'll buy. We need some swag.
Yeah, like some little towels or koozies or something.
you know what? We need to give him a to-do list right now before we even do a to-do list. He needs to update his business cards to where they have Indiana Chiefs fans on the business card and his link tree. He needs to update all that stuff to where it's on there because that is the only one that's missing.
It's true. It's true. I failed this podcast.
We've all failed at some point. But yeah,
Give some swag, give some keychains or some koozies or
whatever. Spend $200.
Wow. All right, done. I'll see what I can find. I got people that know people.
Hey, I got people that know your people that are gonna take care of your people.
Yeah, I'm gonna take care of my people.
Yeah, but I will look at the telescoping flags probably when we hang up.
Right now.
Right. So yeah, I wanted to bring up, like I said, all the effort that we put in to get down to Kansas City and have a successful tailgate. Because people are really impressed when we have more shit than they do, and they're borrowing shit from us.
Yeah,
like Carlos, you weren't there for that game, but poor Carlos, his friend or whoever it was, I can't remember exactly, was supposed to come tailgate with him. He didn't have any utensils. So Karen and I gave him a spoon and a fork or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, I'll bring it back to you." I'm like, just keep it. It's our spare silverware, So, and that's another cool thing if you're tailgating. If you need something, you'll find it within 1 or 2 cars of you.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's really nice and they're gonna share. Let's see. What do we miss on our trips besides Karen, the wife, playing solitaire for 9 hours straight?
Bobby is Grand Harvest solitaire.
Oh my gosh, I'd shoot myself if I played that game that long. But yeah, the wife does no driving. She does solitaire or scratch off tickets the entire game, and I listen to the NFL channel the entire ride down, which makes my ride fun. Makes it enjoyable. I do not buy any gas in Illinois. I wait till I get to Missouri and fill up. I buy one thing in Illinois, a cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
And some beef jerky at Wally's.
Yeah, there you go. That Wally's right on.
So I think that kind of completes kind of my trip, my experience, going from Indiana, down to Arrowhead and back. Obviously it's a lot funner drive home when we win.
When you win, yep.
Normally the case. My wife is a huge fan, by the way, of Big Biscuit. So on the way out, going back home to Kansas City, even before we get started, Jeremy, we're spending half hour to 45 minutes at Big Biscuit before. So we already lost. Even leave. Yeah, we already lost half hour and 45 minutes, right?
Right, right.
But and then we generally don't eat dinner until we get near home. So after that, it goes pretty fast. But if you have not eaten at Big Biscuit, Jeremy or Gunner, we will bring you and you will love it. It's good. So that's our way home.
Big Biscuit.
Yep.
I like to get home.
Well, we got to eat.
Yeah.
You got to eat. So, I mean, at least eat breakfast, but after that you can, make it home after, I think.
I don't know. Sometimes a full belly to start off the trip is not necessarily something that I look forward to. Sometimes that sets pretty hard, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's a long drive. 10 hours is a long time.
Well, if you're in the car and you're driving out to Kansas City and you're coming from Northern Indiana, you got all those hours in the car. There are plenty of podcasts to listen to.
Yes, and we did listen to the Doll series and one other one. I'm trying to remember the other one.
Probably not the Call Guys. Probably not the Call Guys because
nobody
likes me.
No, I was gonna. So your dad's like, you got to listen to what's the title?
Beer 30.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 3.5 hour one.
Yeah,
Beer 30. Got to listen to that one.
That's probably going to be on going back home. I'll be honest. Jeremy will attest. The thing I want to listen to the entire ride down to Kansas City.
10 hours. 10 hours
is Sirius XM.
Let me tell you a little story, Chico. On the way down, AFC Championship game, driving along, NFL Network, Sirius XM on the radio, and one of the shows that comes on is a show with Todd Haley.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a fan of Todd Haley, and anybody who's a Chiefs fan out there to watch this podcast is probably know why I'm not a fan. I think he did the Chiefs dirty. And I was not upset when they released him. But you would think that this man would be somewhat intelligible as a radio personality. But I have never in my entire life heard anybody say the word more fucking times than Todd Haley. I'm like, Jesus, just shut the fuck up and go away.
And everyone knows that's done any kind of speech giving or any kind of communication is nothing but a filler, because
it's a filler.
I'm in like.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about.
But I say like a lot. I have that problem. I do say like, and that's something I've caught myself doing quite a bit. But
you know what I'm talking about?
I catch myself.
Hey Gunner, you know what I'm talking about?
But
that's the one I'll be honest. That's the one I really hate. Is you know what I'm talking about? No, you haven't freaking told me. How the hell am I gonna know what you're talking about until you don't?
Know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying.
No, I'm saying. No regrets. No regrets.
Yeah. I mean, the and the like doesn't bother me as much as that one.
Is mine, but I also know that I say it a lot in my podcasting life now. I try really hard not to, and call me out. I know I say it. I know I do.
Oh, ever since the
Did
right,
I say it?
ever since Right On came up, I can't say it anymore. I always catch
Yep.
myself before I say it and go, no right-ons.
Right on.
Right on. Right on. That and
Yeah, thanks for
phenomenal.
that, Colton.
Phenomenal.
Thanks for that, Colton.
I always say that person did a phenomenal job. That's
The
been brought up.
one that I caught myself saying was 100%.
Oh, I say 100% all the time.
And I noticed that Travis Kelsey says it a lot in the New Heights podcast.
100%. Yeah.
100%.
110.
He's even jumped up to 1,000%.
100%.
I gotta watch some of their podcasts. I know they're really good.
They are really good.
Really
they are
good
really
reviews. So
yeah, they are really good. You would enjoy them.
I'm trying to think if we missed anything on,
I think we covered quite a bit.
I think we're good.
Yeah. Let's move on and talk about this upcoming weekend's game.
Gonna be
the Emperor.
there.
Yes, the Emperor and the Chief will be there. Do you want the poster? I'll bring it to you tomorrow. Put it in the back window of your car. I found that is a good spot for it.
Like unfolded or folded?
I have it.
No.
I have it folded and wrapped, so it's a little bit skinnier, so it'll actually like sit in the back window.
No, I was saying if you put it in my back window, you wouldn't see it.
True. Just put it in somebody's back window.
I'm just
advertisement.
It's gonna be
Advertisement. Come on.
It's gonna be in Jeremy's window because he'll have it, not me.
Somebody's window.
I'm going to bring it to the game, and what he's saying is he's going to put it in the back window of the Infinity while we're in the game.
Oh,
that's what he's saying, because it was in the back. It was in the back of the 200 when we were in the game for Buffalo. We just stuck it in the window.
Nice. Okay, that I can do.
I got a picture somewhere. I'll show you.
But at least I'll get my homework done this time. Last time, the dog ate my homework.
Dog ate it. Yeah. See, there you go.
Hey, say something. Because I can't see it, it's too small.
It's right there.
That's what she's.
You gotta change your settings so it pops up more, and then you can get it going.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. In the back window, it looked really good in there. So yeah, do that, and it shows pretty well. So.
All right. And if in true, since it's a night game, the likelihood of Karen and I, maybe Jeremy and Bobby, which, because just the way it works out, we might actually get that sign on live TV as one of my missions. Maybe that might be my homework.
I like it.
There you go.
So speaking of which, and I know we're winding this up, but did you see yourselves when you went back and watched?
I have not. Dad didn't DVR it, so I couldn't get to actually watch the whole game.
I have it.
Yeah,
and DVR.
Do you?
Yeah.
The NFL Plus package actually cut a lot of the camera sweeps. Surfing. Yeah. So I went back and watched the majority of that game on the NFL Plus, and it never came up. But
all right, well, I have the actual game on DVR. So
right on.
Because I DVR.
Check it.
I don't. So all you Chiefs fans, I don't delete any of the Chiefs games until after the end of the season, because I like to go back and watch different players or different ways that they do things. How did we lose this game? How did we win this game? And I like to watch it. And then the wife likes to watch it at night for white noise. You put the volume on about five, and it's just like,
Yeah, I can dig that.
And I do fall asleep. I turn on closed captioning because I want to read what's going on, even though I've seen the game like 10 times. So I get the white noise and the closed captioning, and I put some.
Well, it's at some point in the second half we are on TV, and I mean the guy at work literally described me exactly what I was wearing, exactly where I was sitting. And I only had my hat on backwards for 10 to 20 minutes, something like that. So I don't know where it is, but it's there. We're on there somewhere. So.
Do you see the whale tail?
A whale tail?
Yeah.
I had my pants pulled up, so.
I was talking about your dad.
Oh my.
I am. I am gonna wear my onesie. I'm gonna wear my onesie to the game though. Next week's or 2 weeks from now. So
Are you really? Are you really gonna do it?
Yes, I'm gonna wear my onesie.
So it was cool. You mentioned, and this is a thought that I had. Remember before we started the podcast, I was taking the grandkids out trick or treating, and there's a guy wearing a Deadpool. I mean, full on outfit. I was like, how badass would that be to get a Deadpool outfit? Put a Chiefs logo on the front.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and some kind of headgear of some sort. I think that could be another new character within the Chiefs kingdom.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what the name would be. Not Deadpool. It'd be
Dead Chief.
No, we want live Chiefs. We want to kill the other team. So food for thought.
Chief Bull.
That's what I was thinking. Chief Bull. Anyway,
right.
Yeah, think about that.
Onesie.
What's your predictions for this weekend's game, gentlemen?
I got Chiefs 31-28. I think it's gonna be a close one.
Chiefs 38-17.
Ooh.
I'm going more of a blowout.
I'm gonna go more than that. I think it's gonna be Chiefs 42, Tennessee 10.
Ooh.
You got these numbers there, Gunner? You're supposed
Typing
to be
them in right now.
You're supposed to be writing them on the board right behind you live. I mean, isn't that the point of having the board there?
There's no board there.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not.
There's
That's
no
just
board
blue.
there yet.
That's just a blue wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I could write on the wall. I'm gonna paint it here soon, anyways.
92% of the time.
I have a whiteboard that I need to put in here. I just haven't
Sure.
done it yet. I need to paint before I put anything on these walls. So
yeah.
So after you buy the Chiefs flag or the Indiana Chiefs flag,
I was literally Googling it, trying to find where I can
get it
buy
made.
one. Yeah. Yep.
All right. So I'm in the middle. You're on the low end, and Jeremy's on the higher than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the reasoning for me is that I believe that they benched Tannehill and they're bringing in their young quarterback. I don't think that unless they're going to hand it off to Henry the entire fucking game, I think the Chiefs are going to shut them down offensively. I don't think they'll score many points.
Well, we have shut King Henry down multiple times. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
And at Arrowhead, he's more of a, I don't know, I want to say queen, but that just sounds wrong. Prince. There we go. Prince.
Yeah, he's
Dearly beloved.
We are gathered here today.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend. Going to be hanging out in Kansas City for a couple days. Going to go do some running around, I believe.
Yes. We're going to Rally
Gonna
House.
go spend more money at Rally House. Phil's got to get that autographed football. That football's calling his name.
I'm not buying anything. I'm gonna let Sarah do the shopping this time around. So
Smart move.
yeah, I'm gonna let her go for it and see what she can find. I will get my game day poster. That's about the only thing I think I will buy myself, unless I see something that's like, I need that. Yeah,
You gotta get that $68 one. It's just badass.
it is cool. I don't need it though.
If it's still there, if they still have some, I'll pick one up this weekend.
There's only 300 of them.
Yep. There was still a stack of them a couple weeks ago when we were there.
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to hanging out this weekend with Jeremy, Bobby, and then followed up by Gunner and Sarah.
Yeah. You're gonna be busy.
There's a possibility, and I won't know till Thursday, that I will just get, depending on the schedule of Dave and Danielle. He's working for the railroad and he's in Pennsylvania right now, so he hopes to not be there next week, so he can stay the extra day. But if they go home together, if they go home together, I might just stay in Kansas City.
Nice.
So
well, that would be the wisest choice. I mean, honestly, there's no point in driving all the way back just to drive out 2 or 3 days later.
Well, you did.
Believe me, I've done it.
I can say you did it the next damn day. So
I did. I've done it, and believe me, I wouldn't recommend it, but it can be done. But
yeah, But if we have to drive her home, then we'll drive
Right.
her home and just leave on again, Saturday. So, but I really look forward to it. I look forward to seeing everyone at Arrowhead walking out with the Chiefs win. We gotta keep making sure we're winning the games we're supposed to win.
Right.
Let's not play down to our competition. We don't have time for that shit anymore.
No more trick or treats. Let's just
Ew.
treat.
I know. I was talking to my friends at work, and they're like, "Why do the Chiefs always seem to spot them points and turn it on?" And I think I half jokingly said the same thing I said on last week's podcast. It's kind of like the Chiefs are like, yeah, do what you're gonna do. We're just gonna check you out. Okay, we got you. Now put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
I'm with you, man. Pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
And for the love of God, do not let Sky Moore fucking
Punt return.
yeah, do any more punt returns, man. I mean, it's not his thing. Put him in, let him be a wide receiver. But
Yep.
Which reminds me, Jeremy, we did not touch on the last item.
Yeah, we talked about last week. They adjusted Travis Kelsey's contract to open up about $3.5 million under the cap. And I do believe that we discussed all the different things that they could possibly do with that money. And I don't think any of us actually touched on what they actually did.
No.
I still don't understand it.
I'm a little unsure why they did what they did. I think it might be a Mahomes thing because he was actually in Arrowhead to greet Tooney when he got there.
Mhm.
There's pictures of them together when he went to sign his contract or whatever. So maybe that was part of it. Maybe he was he knew him from some other realm. I don't know, but
so
that's just speculation, friends. I have
Yeah.
no idea. I'm just kind of spitballing there.
I've been Googling to find out if he's healthy or not. I still can't find an answer one way or the other.
I think he is. I think I just read a little bit ago he's healthy enough to play. They may just bring him in as
define healthy enough to play though.
Well, what is healthy enough to play in the NFL?
I don't know. You tell me.
He's not hurt.
Tua wasn't healthy enough to play, and he's still playing, and kind of screwed him up worse. But okay, well at least you cleared that up because when they traded for him, I was Googling left and right because it said he hadn't played since week 2 or week 1 or something. I was like, well, what the hell's wrong with him?
Well, I mean, in all honesty, my first thought was the Giants are. What were they 6-1 or 5-1 or whatever? I mean, they were tearing it up. Why are they trading off a wide receiver? It just didn't make any sense. And then,
well, they weren't playing him, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He was benched,
or he had some injury. That's what I,
right.
When the trade happened, it was really unclear for me on that.
Right. I think it was just riding the bench. I think they had maybe some young stars that came up and were doing really well, and they had the hot hand. So they released him.
Well,
Tooney is healthy.
Okay, but he was a 2021 first round pick? Or 2020?
I was thinking he'd been in the league a little bit longer than.
I'm trying to remember. Sorry, my mind is failing me.
That's all right. That's all right.
Happens when you get our age.
How old am I? Holy shit.
2020. Maybe that's not right. Yeah, no, 2021.
He was drafted in 2021.
Yeah.
First round, right?
Yep, 21st overall.
That's what I thought.
Huh.
So my mind is not failing me. Hey, at least on this statement.
At least on this statement. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they work him in this weekend or not. We'll definitely keep an eye out for that. The other big news coming out of Kansas City right now is Rojo is complaining and he wants a trade. He wants to be released or whatever he wants. So
Rolo.
I'm still at a lack of, I don't know why we kept him. If we decided to pay him to set the bench this entire time, it's not that he's not healthy. He is a what do they say? A healthy scratch? Is that what they call it? There's nothing wrong with him. Gunner's getting on his ghost outfit in case you're watching on YouTube right now. He's
That's why I was trying to figure out what is he doing under there.
It's my Chiefs blanket.
Are you cold down there in the basement?
No, I just saw it sitting here on the ground.
Oh, that's a good looking blanket.
Yeah.
I'd like to know why he hasn't played, why he hasn't been out there.
I don't know.
And I think
man.
he's got the same questions. Why is he not playing? If you kept me, why am I not playing?
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, obviously, players want to play, especially,
Yeah.
He's got the talent and he's just sitting there. I don't know. I don't get it.
What if you kept him, why wouldn't you play him? Period.
I know.
I don't understand.
Maybe he's draft or trade capital tomorrow for all we know. Tomorrow's the deadline.
Tomorrow's a big day.
Yeah. So
It'll be interesting to see if they do any other moves.
So what I was going to ask you, because, we keep joking and, we know Andy Reid watches this show, religiously.
He does. Yeah. Every week.
I know I went off, about, who was it? Crap. See, there goes my brain failing me. And then he turned around, got 3 Hartman.
Oh, you're talking.
I was bitching about Hartman not doing anything, and then next game he gets 3 touchdowns. So,
right.
Anyone have a gripe that they want to give to Andy for the game against the Titans?
Yeah, I do. Andy, I want you to take Sky Moore off of the kick return and put him in as a wide receiver. Let's get him out there running routes like he's supposed to be doing, like we drafted him to do. And let's quit pissing around with this other stuff. Let's get him out there and get him working. I mean, he's a rookie. That's why you drafted him. Let's get him working.
I could not agree more.
Hey, and by the way, if it's the fourth quarter and we're only up by 3, make sure you just slam that ball down their throats. None of this
Slant
run
routes.
the ball. None of this
Yep.
run the ball on every down, and then third down, throw for a 17-yard pass that gets dropped and punt it away for them to bring it back down and kick a field goal and go into OT. I don't want that. Just slam it down their throats.
And just a reminder, Frank Clark is out 2 weeks, due to his lack of having a permit for handguns,
or Uzis
or whatever, it really baffles me, and I won't get too deep into it, but hire someone to drive you, hire a private security, don't have a gun, or get registered for a gun so you can have it.
Right.
It's simple, I mean, it seems simple, but anyway, he's out the next 2 weeks. But again, we have enough depth.
Is I think Noddy coming back. I think Noddy is on the verge of coming back. So I mean that could be a nice pickup in there. Darius Harris. I mean, I know he's a linebacker, but he can fill some shoes. So we definitely have. God, there's another. Yeah, there's some other ways to go with that, and maybe move Karlaftis over into that side, or there's things to do. So. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Once again, I still stand behind my original statement as, we do have a lot of rookies. We have a lot of youth on this team. They're going to make mistakes. Don't knock them down. Get them out there. Get them working. And let's make them great football players.
True that.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Good point.
All right. What do we got the to-do list?
Evidently, my to-do list is buy a telescoping.
No, I'm gonna buy a flag. Yeah,
and I'm gonna look for swag. Now let's bring on some real to-do list for our listeners.
I got a good one.
All right.
So any of you that have a Costco membership, we went. Me, the Emperor, Sarah, and the Rocker Chick went to Costco this past weekend, and spent way too much money at Costco. Obviously, that's just what you do there. But if you do go to Costco, they have a holiday beer mini keg. If you see it, buy it, because I'm sure they're going to be like limited edition. I bought one because I saw it and I haven't had a mini keg in a long time, and I was like, I need one of those, so I bought it. So if you see it while you're there, there's your to-do list. Go buy that mini keg because they're not going to last. So,
Which, by the way, I found out they make mini kegs of Fireball.
oh God,
Did
Oh,
not
dear
know
Lord.
that. I did not know that.
That sounds painful.
I'm good.
Sounds awesome.
I don't mind Fireball, but maybe like 2 or 3 shots of it.
Well, that's a day, and you'll be done with it in no time.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Chief, what's on your to-do list?
That's a damn good question. I don't,
Drink more beer. Go vote, you suckers.
Yes, actually, you know what? It won't matter by the time this podcast come out because voting will be done. But I am voting early Wednesday. Let's see, to-do list. Okay. My to-do list is to bring Jeremy to let's see, where can I bring Jeremy to?
How many strip clubs are in Kansas City?
Not enough for Jeremy.
Hmm.
No, to bring
Better
Jeremy,
pack up my singles.
to bring Jeremy to rally house, 2 different rally houses, and
Two different rally houses.
and he
Yeah.
outspins me.
No,
That won't
it
happen.
can't be done. It can't be done.
Yes, it will.
It has happened.
I have control.
It has happened in the past. The weekend of in February that we
I'm
were
a-
there, I outspent him.
I'm going to be honest. My to-do list at rally house is to buy that jersey I wanted
You're gonna go the black
Yep.
Mahomes jersey. All
Yep.
right,
because you got the
That's a good one.
Kelsey. You got the Kelsey one.
I got the
gray.
Kelsey gray. Yeah,
I want the Mahomes gray.
which I'll be wearing this weekend.
So I really kicked myself for not getting it. I hope that they're there when we come down, which hopefully they will be.
I'm sure they will be.
Because I'm probably going to wear that jersey once and put it in a frame.
Get it signed before you put it in the frame.
I know,
I'll sign it
All
for
right.
you.
but that's all I can
I
think
mean,
of.
I'll be happy to sign up for you too. I mean, I am the emperor.
It might look like a penis, but I'm gonna sign it.
A small one at that, right?
All right, guys. Here's my to-do list for you this week. We're gonna get off the penis jokes because it's penis.
I was just gonna dip it and stick it on the back. It'd take up the whole number.
Oh my god. You're talking about a mini helmet, right? Like the little ones that come out of the 25-cent machine.
No, one of these.
Oh my gosh.
All right, my listeners. Now that we're done talking about Gunner dipping his dong in some purple paint and slapping it on the back of Phil's head,
Is
my
your
to-do list.
No, is your to-do list to get purple paint?
Somebody's got to buy it. I stop at Joann's.
Oh,
Actually, the homeless guy probably has some. I'll just
Oh my
The
gosh.
homeless guy. Speaking of, I do believe that that dumpster fire has moved to Cincinnati, as they are getting smoked right now by Cleveland. But that's neither here nor there. My to-do list for our listeners is to right now, after you're done listening to this podcast, go into your child's bedroom, open up the drawer that has all of the Halloween candy in it, and just go fucking crazy and eat a shit ton of it. They don't need it. Just enjoy yourself. Have fun with that. Walk out of there with chocolate smeared all over your face and act innocent. Act innocent because they don't know any better.
While leaving all the wrappers there, of course, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I like
for
your
sure.
I like your to-do list. Actually, it's pretty fun.
Oh,
Han Solo.
that's Obi Chico Kenobi.
Obi-Wan El Coors Lito.
Oh, of course, light though.
That's the Kmart. That's the Kmart Jedi right there.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The Kmart Jedi. He had fun passing out candy tonight.
Oh my gosh! I know this comes out on Thursday. Yeah, and Halloween being Monday, and this is Halloween that we're recording this. But we bought 2 big bags of candy while we were at Costco, and we thought trick or treat was on Saturday, so we had it all ready to go. And nobody shows up, and we're like, well, I guess it's Monday. So I get home tonight, and I'm like, all right, 5 o'clock hits, nobody. About 5:15, just a horde of kids just coming up to the house. So I was happy, and it was fun. So
Yeah,
did you give them more than one piece, or was that just?
oh yeah.
Okay, you let them kind of dive in and grab a
Well,
little bit.
I for the first like 30 kids, I just grabbed, I didn't count. I just grabbed handfuls. And then I was like, okay, I better slow down a little bit. So I'd grab like 3 or 4, and then towards the end it was like one piece at a time. Hey, they showed up late, so they're not my problem.
That's right. Yeah. Should have been here earlier.
Yep.
Lazy asses.
So on a side note, I know we're ending here. I used to hate when I went trick-or-treating as a kid, walk home and find out I got a freaking popcorn ball. I'm like, I want no damn popcorn. Or
Phil, listen to the Call Guys episode 33.
Okay.
I talk about the popcorn ball.
All right. So hey, we're on the same page. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
So it's so weird right now.
We had a lady.
So weird.
We had a lady in Etna Green that
Always.
You would go in her house. You would literally walk into her house, and it was just a table full of popcorn balls.
And a crappy saran wrap bag.
Yep.
Loosely tied.
Yep.
Yeah. I get home and
it was stale by the time I ate it.
Yeah. I never ate it.
If I ate it.
It's like a fruitcake, man. That thing's going in the garbage.
Yep.
All right. We're done.
Mine was always
the Halloween special. No,
the Halloweeny special.
That's
right.
I just want everybody out there to know we're recording this on Monday night. The Emperor had 2 podcasts air on Halloween. We're recording a podcast on Halloween. And one of his podcasts is pretty much about things that directly correlate to Halloween all year long. So,
including the Chiefs podcast.
Yeah.
Because remember,
Crazy.
we're the kings of trick or treating.
That's right.
And
you
by
better
the
have
way,
a t-shirt made of that.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me try the intro. It was fun.
Well, now you have to try the expo. Now you have to give the expo.
You know what? All you got to say like one sentence to do this. Gunner.
Well,
yeah. Oh. Yeah. Hey, Gunner, you got the socials ready? And Jeremy, do you have the pictures ready?
Oh shit!
All right. See, I did something.
Got it.
I made something happen here.
Phil, good job. Good job on that intro. Good job on the whole episode. Way to get it going. Way to get it going. Everybody, thank you for listening to the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, anywhere that you get your podcast. Also, go check us out on YouTube. We do upload a YouTube video with every episode that airs on all of your favorite podcasting sites. If you have any questions for us or you want to tell us about your trips out to Kansas City, you can send emails to inchiefsfanspodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you do when you go out to Kansas City, whether you're coming from Indiana or you live in the Kansas City area in the Chiefs Kingdom. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/inchiefsfanspod. And when you are done listening to the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast, be sure to check out all of the other podcasts under the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of Podcasts, whether that be the Call Guys Podcast at facebook.com/thecallguyspod, the Golden Image Podcast at facebook.com/Golden Image Podcast, the Murdnerds Podcast at facebook.com/Murdnerds, and the United States of Paranormal Podcast at facebook.com/United States of Paranormal. Take us out, Phil. Chief.
I was laughing because I was so expecting. I was going to throw in there as you were talking. Don't forget about the purple paint.
Forget about that purple paint.
But and see, I almost said what you said, so I'm not going to say it. All I'm going to say is, how about them
Chiefs? Later.
'Cause I gotta think of something.
Oh, you're not done?
No, I'm done. I'm saying that you cut it here. I said I'm not gonna do from our slice of,
From our little slice of
Slice of-
Chiefs
yeah.
Kingdom right here in the great state of Indiana.
How about this? I gotta think of something better. I mean, not
And-
better, but my own.
You know the best part about ending this podcast is I just keep all of this stuff in it and then let it play underneath the outro.
It's true.
So good.